not gonna hold you. Cardi B should have threw her shoe instead of a pin. I know Cardi B has grown over the years because I would have threw my shoe.
Family, buckle up because today's story is absolutely explosive. The journalist who went viral after Cardi B threw a pen at him outside court is finally breaking his silence. And what he's saying is shaking the entire internet. He claims his life is now in danger and he's demanding Cardi B issue a public apology before things go too far. Let's wait and watch the clip to see what is going on.
Hi, my name is Denad. I am in reasonable fear because Cardi B's fans are threatening to hurt me. They are doxing me, pulling up information about me, slandering me, defaming me. This is blown completely out of proportion. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because you're in the middle of closing arguments and decided to assault someone outside of the courthouse who just basically asked a question. No matter if the question was rude, disrespectful, you don't assault anyone. In the state of California, throwing a piece of paper at someone can also be considered assault. So I don't want anybody to say that I'm playing the victim. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because, again, you're in the middle of closing arguments, assaulting someone outside of the courthouse. I did not want the jury to make a decision based upon her actions towards me. Whether she's pregnant, fake pregnancy or not, she's extremely violent, an extremely violent person. Even internationally, followed Ra Ali to France and decided to assault her and come online and publicly brag about it, based upon an assault that took place at Harper's Bazaar 6 or 7 years ago. I think Cardi B is very petty and vengeful, and I am in reasonable fear. She also threatened other bloggers and other YouTubers and other live streamers that she will do something on Bram, which is a gang affiliation. Cardi B and I have first-degree connections to each other who are, in fact, gang-affiliated, who does, in fact, know my movements and where I hang out at. This is why I'm in reasonable fear. Also, I don't want to be afraid to go and cover a true crime case or go and cover a celebrity case because I'm continuously being assaulted. If you guys don't remember, in New York City at the Diddy trial, just because I asked Gene Deal a question, he decided to assault me inside of the federal court building. He did not experience any consequences or repercussions for his actions, nor did Cardi B. So I don't want to normalize these public figures assaulting people. People asked me if I wanted to sue Cardi B. My initial response was no, because again, I was more concerned about her. I do think that she owes me a public apology at the very least. So, and she also needs to tell her supporters to stop harassing me, stop doxing me, and stop, trying to contact my family and pull up things that is completely irrelevant. I just want to be able to do my job as a blogger. I will continue to at least try to, show up to court cases and ask thought-provoking questions and get engagement. I'm an independent journalist who should be respected as such. So if you guys have any information or if you guys know Cardi B and you can tag her, please tell her to issue a public apology because, number one, she's not even pregnant, which means that she acted out of impulse and, try to pull the pregnant woman card when neither one of them are applicable to her. Everyone who knows me know that I can be really cutthroat, and I was very, very respectful to Cardi B. I feel like I respect Cardi B more than she respects herself, let alone any other women. So anybody that knows her, just tell her to issue a public apology to, at the very least, cool her fans down from continuously harassing me on behalf of her. Thank you.
But that's not all. Fans have taken this drama to the next level. Cardi B's most loyal supporters, known for riding hard for their queen, are allegedly digging up details about this reporter's life, dragging his family into the storm, and turning up the heat in ways he says he never saw coming. Let's wait and watch the clip to see how fans reacted to this shocking situation.
Cardi B over here was channeling her inner aunt yesterday, and I was here for it. She was found not liable, and she wasn't paying that broad not one single mother effing cent, and I don't blame her. Everyone got their panties in a bunch because she signed an autograph with a smile on her face, and some dumb-ass buffoon has the audacity to question her about a fourth pregnancy and the paternity. So what does Cardi do? She's a bad bitch. She takes her pen and she whips them at him. And Cardi says, don't you be disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me. Have some manners like your mama taught you. And I thought, bitch, yes, I am glad that you said that, because these effing people out here think they can say and do whatever the hell they want, and she is still a human. Hate all you want, but she is funny AF, and I am living for my Cardi B moments, especially her wigs. Just saying.
I'm not gonna hold you. Cardi B should have threw her shoe instead of a pin. I know Cardi B has grown over the years because I would have threw my shoe.
Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi, insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stefon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
I got
How are you feeling?
Cardi, your court look is amazing. Who are
You're
you
amazing,
wearing?
Cardi. I still love you even though you just threw some stuff at
I
me.
don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me?
No,
You see
ma'am.
women asking those questions to me?
It's legit.
Why do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you. Respect women.
Now shout out to Joe2 Media, and I'm going to tag their page below so you can watch that full video in its entirety. Because Cardi B's being too nice, I would have had my security knock some sense into whoever made those statements. Because one, no, Offset is not publicly claiming that he pregnated Cardi. He's never said that. Two, Cardi hasn't even announced her pregnancy, even though it's very obvious she hasn't. And three, you're a man. And this is why men in media don't make it long and they don't make it far. Because as soon as Barty Gang finds out who was yelling those obscenities at Cardi, baby, it's the end of your internet career.
She threw an item at the news reporter, physically, in front of this courthouse, on court property, outside this courtroom. So I would ask that she be admonished and be told not to handle herself in this way and not to look at my clients anymore.
All right, so the court can't make any orders for conduct that the court didn't witness.
I can show the court the video.
Well, I still haven't witnessed it.
For those who missed the chaos, let's rewind. Cardi B had just left court after yet another tense day in her ongoing legal battles. Tired, frustrated, and visibly drained, she was trying to make her way through a sea of paparazzi and reporters. But one journalist crossed the line, asking invasive questions about her private life, specifically about rumors of a 4th child with NFL star Stefon Diggs. That's when things snapped. Cardi stopped, turned, and in one sharp motion, hurled a pen in his direction. The crowd gasped, cameras flashed, and in seconds, the moment was viral. Clips of Cardi's pen toss lit up social media with millions of views, sparking a firestorm of debate. Was Cardi defending her privacy? Or was this a dangerous repeat of the assault allegations she's already fighting in court? Now the journalist at the center of it all is speaking out. In a trembling voice during a local TV interview, he confessed he is afraid for his life. According to him, Cardi's fans are flooding his inbox, harassing his family members online, and even threatening to expose private details about where he lives. He says this isn't just about celebrity gossip anymore. This is about safety. I don't want her money. I don't want to sue her, he said, voice cracking under pressure. All I want is a public apology, because without it, her fans are going to destroy me. These words hit hard, painting a picture of a man who may have underestimated the wrath of the Barty Gang. But here's where the story gets tricky. Fans are calling him a liar. They argue that if he truly feared for his safety, he wouldn't be doing interviews. Some say he's exaggerating, trying to play the victim after provoking Cardi with invasive questions he had no business asking. Others, though, believe he has a point. Celebrity fan bases can be ruthless, and the internet doesn't forgive easily. Cardi, for her part, has remained silent since the pen-throwing incident. No apology, no statement, nothing. And that silence is deafening. Is she ignoring him because she thinks he doesn't deserve a response? Or is her legal team advising her to keep quiet, fearing that an apology could be seen as an admission of guilt? Meanwhile, Offset, her ex, has reportedly been watching from the sidelines with a smirk. Sources close to him claim he finds the situation karma, a moment where Cardi's fiery temper is finally catching up with her. That kind of shade only adds more fuel to the fire, making the scandal even juicier. And now the big question hangs in the air. Will Cardi B stand her ground and refuse to apologize, or will the growing pressure force her to address this reporter directly? The entire internet is divided, the headlines are multiplying, and this pen-throwing scandal may just be the trial before the trial. The internet hasn't been quiet for a single second since the clip went viral. Hashtags like #PenGate, #CardiB's reporter, and #ApologizeCardi are trending across X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Memes are everywhere. Some are mocking the journalist, showing him dodging a giant cartoon pen. Others defend him, saying no reporter deserves to be attacked for simply asking a question. But Cardi's fans, the Bardi gang, are not laughing. They've turned into online detectives, digging into the reporter's background, resurfacing old tweets, and even posting photos of his family members. Screenshots circulating online suggest that some have gone as far as posting his address, turning this from an internet feud into a real-world threat. The journalist insists he never meant harm. "I was just doing my job," he said in another interview, looking visibly shaken. "She didn't have to throw something at me. Now my kids are afraid to leave the house." His voice cracked, showing just how deeply this scandal has rocked his life. But critics are not convinced. Many argue that his job doesn't excuse prying into Cardi B's most sensitive issues, especially when she was already walking out of court, exhausted and vulnerable. Privacy, they say, is a basic human right, and no one, not even a celebrity, deserves to have their personal life shouted about in public like that. Yet here lies the danger for Cardi. Throwing an object at a reporter, no matter how small or symbolic, could be framed as aggression. And given her ongoing history with lawsuits, every little move is under a magnifying glass. Her legal team knows this. One slip could revive claims that she has a pattern of violent behavior, something she cannot afford right now. Lawyers watching from the sidelines have already weighed in. Some say if the journalist sues, he could make a strong case for harassment, especially since cameras caught the entire exchange. Others argue that it's too minor to be taken seriously in court, but with Cardi's track record, no one can predict how a judge would interpret it. And then there's the issue of the apology. To the reporter, a public apology would cool the storm and perhaps calm the fans. But for Cardi, an apology could backfire. It might be seen as admitting fault, potentially fueling more lawsuits. This is the impossible tightrope she's walking. Damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. Word on the street is that Cardi's team is debating their next move. Should they advise her to apologize and make peace, or should she hold firm and let the internet burn itself out? Insiders say her lawyers are concerned, not about the journalist's feelings, but about the precedent it sets. If Cardi apologizes once, will every reporter who feels harassed come demanding the same treatment? Meanwhile, Offset hasn't missed the chance to throw shade. In cryptic posts online, he's been liking tweets that mock Cardi's pen toss, suggesting she never learned to control her temper. Some fans think he's secretly enjoying watching her stumble while he avoids the spotlight. And fans are left divided, asking the question no one wants to answer. Did Cardi B go too far? Or was this just another example of a woman protecting herself against invasive questions? Either way, the scandal has exploded far beyond the courtroom, and the fallout is only just beginning. As the story unfolds, the journalist has become a central figure in his own right. Previously anonymous, he's now speaking out, painting a chilling picture of what he says is happening behind the scenes. According to him, Cardi B's fan base has crossed the line from social media debate into real-world threats, leaving him afraid to leave his home or let his family out alone. "It's terrifying," he confessed in a live interview. "My wife, my kids, they're constantly checking our surroundings. I never imagined asking a question could put my family at risk. I just wanted to do my job." The fear in his voice is palpable, showing that what started as a celebrity scuffle has spiraled into something far more serious. Cardi's silence has only fueled the fire. The longer she refuses to comment, the more intense the harassment becomes. Fans, believing they're defending their queen, have mobilized, sending messages that blur the line between support and intimidation. Some experts say this is a dangerous precedent in celebrity culture, when fan loyalty becomes personal vengeance. And this brings up the legal gray area. While throwing a pen might seem minor, it can be considered assault in some jurisdictions, especially if the journalist claims he feared for his safety. Add to that the fan harassment, and lawyers suggest this could escalate into a complex civil case involving both parties. Media analysts are weighing in, debating whether this incident will tarnish Cardi B's image permanently. On one hand, her core fan base continues to defend her, claiming reporters routinely cross boundaries, and she was justified in protecting her privacy. On the other hand, mainstream audiences may view her actions as aggressive, further fueling the narrative that celebrities are above the law. Some commentators argue that the journalist is capitalizing on fear to force Cardi into an apology. They point to his repeated public statements about fearing for his life and suggest this could be a strategic move to pressure her into compliance without filing a lawsuit. But there's no denying the emotional toll on the journalist. He describes sleepless nights, anxiety attacks, and constant worry about leaving his house. "I never wanted this," he said. "I just asked a question. Now my life feels like it's in pieces." This humanizes the story, showing the dangers of fame, fan obsession, and social media amplification. For Cardi, the challenge is balancing her rights with her responsibilities. Celebrities are often expected to endure invasions of privacy, but she also has a public persona to protect. Every action is scrutinized, and a moment of frustration can become a viral spectacle. Her legal team is reportedly weighing every word before she speaks again. Meanwhile, online discussions are exploding with conflicting opinions. Some fans applaud her bravery in standing up for herself. Others criticize her temper, arguing that public figures need to model restraint. The conversation has grown into a debate about accountability, celebrity behavior, and the sometimes toxic intersection of fame and social media. And so the story reaches a critical point. Will Cardi issue an apology, and if so, what will it mean for her reputation? Or will she remain silent, letting the viral pen-throwing moment define her on her own terms? One thing is certain, the fallout is far from over, and the next chapters of this drama are poised to be even more explosive. As the situation escalates, legal experts have begun weighing in. Some suggest that while throwing a pen may not seem significant, in the eyes of the law it can constitute assault, especially if the victim claims fear for their safety. In this case, the journalist's statement about fearing for his life adds another layer of complexity. The courts will look at intent, context, and precedent, one legal analyst explained. Even a seemingly small object like a pen can be considered a weapon if it's used to intimidate or harm someone. And if harassment from fans continues, that could be cited as part of a civil claim. The possibility of a lawsuit has created tension among both sides. Cardi B's team is reportedly consulting closely with attorneys to ensure no misstep puts her in jeopardy. Meanwhile, the journalist's camp is urging a public apology as a way to de-escalate the situation, a demand Cardi has yet to respond to. Social media, of course, is amplifying every detail. Clips of the pen-throwing, fan reactions, and the journalist's interviews have gone viral, racking up millions of views. Comment sections are flooded with speculation, memes, and heated debates about who is right and who is wrong in this unfolding saga. Fan groups defending Cardi are adamant that the reporter crossed the line first. They argue that journalists asking invasive personal questions, especially about pregnancy and private family matters, are provoking celebrities intentionally. In their eyes, Cardi's reaction was justified, a simple act of defending her privacy. Critics, however, are less forgiving. They emphasize that physical actions in response to questions, even invasive ones, set a dangerous precedent. One media commentator said, "If public figures respond with aggression, it blurs the line between freedom of speech and intimidation. It becomes a slippery slope." The tension doesn't stop there. Some legal experts warn that if the journalist pursues damages, the case could also explore whether Cardi B incited her fans to harass him. Even though she didn't directly tell them to attack, her high-profile persona and the viral clip could be interpreted as influencing fan behavior. The journalist's attorney has stressed that they are not looking for millions of dollars. This is about respect and safety, they stated publicly. We want accountability and a public acknowledgement that harassment and threats are unacceptable. Our client does not want to escalate further, but he needs protection. Meanwhile, tabloids and news outlets continue to dissect every angle. Headlines like Cardi B versus reporter, fans turn violent, and pen-throwing incident sparks legal showdown dominate feeds. Each article adds another twist to the story, highlighting how fame, social media, and legal pressures collide in ways most of us can barely imagine. As the saga unfolds, the public is left with more questions than answers. Will Cardi B issue the apology the journalist is demanding? Will the harassment subside if she does? Or will legal action inevitably follow, dragging both parties deeper into the media frenzy? Stay tuned, because the next batch will dive into the emotional fallout, potential outcomes, and the intense public reaction that continues to explode across the internet. Now we arrive at the heart of the matter. What does the future hold for both Cardi B and the journalist? The pen-throwing incident has already left a mark on public perception, but the real test is how each side chooses to respond moving forward. Cardi B's silence remains deafening. By not issuing a public apology, she maintains her stance of self-protection, but she also risks inflaming her fan base further. Experts suggest that her next statement, or lack thereof, could set the tone for the next chapter of this legal and social media saga. Meanwhile, the journalist is reportedly taking every precaution. Security measures have been increased for his home, and his family is reportedly under stress. He has publicly requested a direct acknowledgement from Cardi, emphasizing that he doesn't want to pursue a lawsuit, yet the tension remains palpable. Social media continues to explode with commentary. Some fans view the journalist as a victim of celebrity intimidation, while others maintain he provoked the incident. The debate has split online communities, creating a narrative battlefield where every clip, tweet, and post is scrutinized for meaning and intent. Legal experts warn that even if a lawsuit never materializes, the incident could still influence future cases. Court records, social media posts, and viral clips could all be cited as evidence in separate proceedings, especially if Cardi B faces additional harassment claims or legal challenges. Psychologists have also weighed in, noting the dangers of mob mentality online. When fan bases become personally involved, the stress on the individuals targeted can be severe. The journalist's fears, whether perceived or real, are valid indicators of how social media can escalate minor incidents into life-altering crises. For Cardi B, this saga could have long-lasting implications for her image. While her core fans continue to defend her, casual viewers and mainstream media may see this as another example of aggression in her public persona. Her next moves, whether legal, public, or private, will be critical in controlling the narrative. Some insiders speculate that her legal team is preparing a statement to release in the coming days, likely emphasizing her right to privacy while distancing her from any fan-led harassment. The goal would be to diffuse tension without admitting fault, a delicate balancing act in the world of celebrity PR. Meanwhile, the journalist's plea for an apology hangs in the air like a ticking clock. Will Cardi respond directly? Will she let the story fade into memory? Or will this incident become another headline in her ongoing series of public controversies? Only time will tell. One thing is clear. This story isn't over. Every angle, the pen toss, the fan reaction, the journalist's fears, and Cardi's silence, adds to a narrative that's part scandal, part legal thriller, and part social commentary. As viewers, all we can do is watch closely, because the next chapter could redefine everything we thought we knew about the Queen of Rap and her complex relationship with fame.